Presented by Listen Headlines, latest world news from trusted sources.
RT World News. December 2, 1308 America, New York. Iran issues nuclear deal demands. The Iranian government has delivered a draft list of proposals to European powers, as in direct talks between Tehran and Washington over reviving the beleaguered 2015 nuclear deal entered the fourth day of negotiations.
Time: December 2, 1306 America, New York. How the Enron scandal changed American business forever. It's the kind of historic anniversary few people really want to remember. In early December 2001, innovative energy company Enron Corporation, a darling of Wall Street investors with $63.4 billion in assets, went bust.
Fox World News. December 2, 1259 America, New York. LGBTQ plus goodwill ambassador for EU cross-dresses as bearded Virgin Mary for magazine cover. The European Union's LGBTQ plus goodwill ambassador cross-dressed as a bearded Virgin Mary for a same-sex rendition of the Holy Family draped in the colors of the transgender flag.
Washington Post World. December 2, 1258 America, New York. Despite migrant deaths, Iraqi Kurds still seek out smugglers. Iraqi Kurds seem to make up the majority of Middle Eastern migrants seeking to move to Europe these days.
Time: December 2, 1257 America, New York. Climate experts say vacuuming CO2 from the sky is a costly boondoggle. The U.S. government just funded it anyway. Steve Oldham has had a pretty good past few weeks. He runs a company called Carbon Engineering, which plans to build huge machines to suck carbon dioxide out of the atmosphere and store it underground.
December 2, 1241 America, New York. Analysis: what the heck is going on with Kamala Harris? In the space of the last 2 weeks, Vice President Kamala Harris has lost 2 of her senior aides. Fox World News. December 2, 1238 America, New York. Omicron travel restrictions. A country-by-country look. Countries around the world have enacted numerous travel restrictions in an effort to curtail the spread of the COVID-19 Omicron variant as it rapidly becomes the dominant strain in South Africa.
Washington Post World. December 2, 1235 America, New York. Facing Olympic boycott calls, China presses U.S. companies to speak up in its defense. The campaign comes as the Women's Tennis Association suspended tournaments in the country over the treatment of player Peng Shuai.
December 2, 1235 America, New York. Trump's former chief of staff could flip Trump's January 6 narrative on its head. Here's why. Former President Donald Trump maintains strong support among Republicans even though the party suffered significant losses in both the House and Senate during his presidency. December 2, 1230 America, New York. Surgeon fined $3,000 for amputating patient's wrong leg. An Austrian court has fined a surgeon €2,700, $3,050, for mistakenly amputating the wrong leg of a patient.
New York Times World News. December 2, 1222 America, New York. Will high vaccination rates help Spain weather Omicron? Spain surpassed others in Europe by avoiding politicized debate about COVID shots. Citizens also largely heeded the health guidance from their leaders. Rebecca Torres, right, serving a customer at her family's grocery store in the village of Navarredonda de Gredos, Spain. Washington Post World. December 2, 1221 America, New York. UN General Assembly urged to investigate Yemen atrocities. More than 60 organizations are urging the UN General Assembly to establish an investigative body to gather and preserve evidence of serious human rights violations during Yemen's 7-year conflict, including possible war crimes and crimes against humanity.
BBC News World. December 2, 1220 America, New York. U.S. and Mexico to restart Trump era, remain in Mexico policy. More than 60,000 asylum seekers have been sent back to Mexico under the controversial program.
December 2, 1216 America, New York. NYPD responding to reports of man appearing to have a shotgun outside the UN. Police are responding to reports of a man with what appears to be a shotgun near the United Nations in New York, and personnel and delegates within the headquarters are being asked to shelter in place, authorities say.
Washington Post World. December 2, 1215 America, New York. Variants, Boosters turn rich-poor vaccine gap into chasm. The global initiative to share coronavirus vaccines fairly already scaled back its pledge to the world's poor once.
World CBS News, com. December 2nd, 12:15 America, New York, CBS Weekend News, June 28, 2020. Dozen states pausing reopening phases amid surge in coronavirus cases. Pilot dad flies 6-year-old son to Disney on Make-A-Wish trip.
December 2nd, 12:10 America, New York. Scientists discover ferocious marine reptile with gnarly teeth for crushing prey. Scientists revealed a newly discovered marine ichthyosaur species with gnarly teeth that was found in Colombia.
Washington Post World. December 2nd, 12:09 America, New York. Israel halts controversial tech to track Omicron variant. Israel says it's halting the use of a controversial phone tracking technology to trace possible cases of the new coronavirus variant. New York Times World News. December 2nd, 12:08 America, New York. Another Omicron case is detected in the U.S., this time in a Minnesota resident. Officials said they found the virus variant in a test sample from a man who had recently traveled to New York City for Anime NYC 2021 convention at the Javits Center, a mobile COVID-19 vaccination clinic in Minnesota earlier this year.
December 2nd, 12:07 America, New York. MLB blacks out players on its website. If you went to Major League Baseball's website on Thursday and felt something was off, you're not alone.
BBC News World. December 2nd, 12 o'clock America, New York. COVID. Germany puts major restrictions on unvaccinated. Chancellor Angela Merkel describes the far-reaching measures as an act of national solidarity.
Washington Post World. December 2nd, 12 o'clock America, New York. The things we don't know about the emergence of the Omicron variant. The variant's early spread remains shrouded in mystery.
Fox World News. December 2nd, 11:58 America, New York. Pope Francis visits Cyprus and urges people to heal divisions. Pope Francis praised the mosaic of Cyprus' multi-ethnic people as he arrived Thursday on the ethnically divided Mediterranean island and urged it to welcome migrants and heal the divisions that have lacerated the country for nearly a half-century.